your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. A Batavia man is facing murder charges after police say he killed his wife early Tuesday morning. Officers
brought to you by the Elgin History.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, patchy drizzle and scattered rain showers before midnight, then periods of rain showers and areas of drizzle between.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, patchy drizzle and scattered rain showers before midnight, then periods of rain showers and areas of drizzle between midnight and 2 a.m., followed by patchy fog. Cloudy with a low around 39, temperatures rising to around 42 overnight. Currently, it is 41 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. A Batavia man. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Well, welcome into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly. A little kerfuffle there, but, you know, whatever. It is the holiday season, and, well, things don't always go as planned now, do they? I'm your host, Derrick Geyer. Like I said, this is Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. And before we get going, if you want to check out my smiling a little frazzled face here on the YouTube, go to YouTube at WRMN Radio. You want to call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. And hopefully it'll go a little bit easier, a little bit smoother. But how is everyone doing out there hearing my voice? You know, yesterday was Christmas, Christmas Eve the day before, and the day before that, I did a little episode with the Festivus Sports Edition. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that as well. And, you know, right now, it is, Bears season? Playoff season? Well, not really playoff season because the playoffs haven't started yet. But the Chicago Bears will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers this Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. And this is one hell of a huge matchup for the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers because, as is, if the 49ers win out, then there's the potential and possibility that they will end up with the #1 NFC feed or NFC standings for the NFC conference. If the Bears win out and they have a 60% chance or so of getting that top spot in the NFC conference, which means you would end up, or the Bears would end up getting a week 1 or playoff round 1 bye. So they would only be playing 2 games to see if they could get to the big dance, you know, that big Sunday matchup, you know, that for that shiny trophy and everything. And as I've been thinking about it, I mean, over the course of the past few years, if you will, you know, I'm talking about whether it be Chicago sports teams, you know, whether it be the Chicago Cubs, White Sox, Blackhawks, whatever. I mean, you could go back to the 2018 playoff run with the Chicago Bears, the Doink. if you will. And then, 7 years later, here we are. We've got Ben Johnson, we've got Caleb Williams, and, fortunately enough, the season's been going pretty well. But I hearken back to that, 2016 Chicago Cubs team. Or maybe if you are not a Chicago Cubs fan, maybe, hearken back all the way to maybe 2006 with Lovie Smith, the Chicago Bears, Brian Urlacher, all that fun stuff. Or the 1985 Chicago Bears, where you're thinking, hey, we could get back here. And they did get back to the playoffs. Did they get back to the championship? No, they did not. So what I am trying to say is the time is now, and I'm not trying to be like all John Cena or anything, but right now, this is the Chicago Bears window. This is when everyone on that team knows that they need to be going for it. They have the prime opportunity to make the playoffs. They are in the playoffs. They're in the playoff picture. Whether or not they are going to be the top seed in the NFC, that remains to be seen. Huge part of that goes to the fact that they are playing the San Francisco 49ers this weekend on Sunday Night Football. Another part of that goes to, well, how well the rest of the NFC plays this weekend, whether it be the Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, the Bears have their own destiny and everything in the palm of their hands with how well they do against the 49ers. And my goodness, while Brock Purdy put up 5 passing touchdowns over the Colts this past Monday night, but they looked gettable. However, their offense looks very powerful indeed. George Kittle, tight end. Then you got, who's that McCaffrey guy? Oh, yeah, Christian McCaffrey, who has the possibility of being the 5th player in NFL history to receive 1,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards. And he was lining up all over the place on the game against Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts this past Monday. While their defense, that's another issue. But if the Chicago Bears could come out and do what they've been doing over the course of the last few weeks, or hell, over the course of this past year, why couldn't they go into Santa Clarita? Because this is, currently where the San Francisco 49ers are playing. They don't play in San Francisco. You already know that. You're smart fans out there. And so with that being said, it is a very winnable game. And this has the potential to be a very high-scoring game because I don't think the San Francisco defense is really up to snuff. Yet, they've gone on a 5-game winning streak. And, they've also been able to put up over 30 points in those 5 games. So what kind of defense are we going to have with Dennis Allen putting out there? Are the players going to be able to make those key plays? Is the defense going to be able to take the ball away and continue to lead the league in interceptions, forced fumbles, recoveries, and the like of that? Are they going to be up to the task? I don't see why not. But at the same time, I really... This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a playoff atmosphere type game for the Chicago Bears going into Santa Clarita and playing the 49ers. Because while Purdy was very pretty against the Indianapolis Colts, I do think Dennis Allen and the Bears defense coordinator or the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, Dennis Allen, DA, will be able to dial up some pressures and schemes to hopefully get some sort of turnovers in that regards. And as long as the Chicago Bears have been winning the turnover battle this season, they've been doing a pretty damn good job of actually getting the victories and pulling it out. It hasn't always been pretty. No, it has not always been pretty, but yet at the same time, it is what the Chicago Bears need to do. They need to put the pressure on Purdy, who the pundits say is capable of turning the ball over, who will turn the ball over, who will take shots. And at the same time, seeing is believing. Now, if I turn the battleship completely around on the Chicago Bears defense, no, not really. Not really, because it's a week by week basis as far as I'm concerned. And with the last game against the Green Bay Packers, it was what? I mean, if you watch the game, you already know it took them well into the fourth quarter to do anything. And are we as fans thinking that we're going to get another onside kick that hits off of one of the better defenders and into the lap of a Bears player? Are we going to get that last minute Cairo Santos field goal? Are you going to get that touchdown pass in the back of the end zone to Jedi White? Yeah, well, that remains to be seen. This is going to be an edge of the seat type of game. And this is a very important game because, as I said, when was the last time that a team that you were expecting to go to the playoffs actually make it to the playoffs? And right now, the Chicago Bears have that destiny squarely in front of them, and it is on their shoulders. Talk about this a little bit more on the other side of this break. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a bit.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
That's a little more like it. You are currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And before I went to break, we were talking about, how the Chicago Bears need to seize this opportunity and going up against the San Francisco 49ers this weekend in Santa Clarita, taking on one of the other big teams in the NFC that the Bears need to knock off in order to potentially get the number one seed in the NFC this week. So, and as I'm trying to pull up here, well, let's see. No, I'm going to go to the, Chicago Bears injury report. Click on that. Sun Times, Bears, Wire, Windy City Gridiron. Nope. Well, you know what? Might as well just go to the official website for the Chicago Bears. Okay. As far as right now, we've got 4 players that did not participate in practice today. We've got Nick McLeod, defensive back. He did not participate. He is out for Sunday's game. Roma Dunze did not participate. He is out as well for Sunday's game. So, which means more along the same lines as it were up against the matchup for the Green Bay Woodpeckers last weekend on Saturday. So let's see. Josh Blackwell, he's got an illness, defensive back. He is questionable for Sunday's game. Also, Nashawn Wright, hamstring illness. He did not participate as well. Also questionable. TJ Edwards, limited practice, questionable. CJ Gardner-Johnson, full participant, but questionable. And then Luke Newman, offensive line. He's got a foot. He was a full participant, but he was questionable as well. Guys that are not questionable: Luther Burden III, Kevin Byard, Drew Dahlman, Devin Duvernay, Travis Homer, DeMarco Jackson, linebacker. The reason why I say that is because, you may or may not know who that is, along with Travis Homer. He's the running back. Amen Agbong Bamiga. Got to say it slow because I need to get it phonetically correct here. Linebacker, hamstring. He was a full participant. He looks like he's a full go. And, of course, Joe Tooney, Veterans Rest Day. He is a full participant as well. So good on that. Nice to see some of the players that were on the list coming back and being able to, hopefully make a difference in Sunday's game. Let's see. As far as the one that is, the big one, as far as I am concerned, well, there are two concerns really on the offense. Really, probably should be a lot more than that. But George Kittle, you know, that big, good-looking tight end out there in San Fran, he had that ankle injury in the last game that he played, which was against the Indianapolis Colts. So you saw him come down, if you were watching the game, that is. He came down on his ankle or whatever, kind of made like a weird cut or something. Something went wrong. He went out, but he did not participate in practice today. He is listed as questionable. Because he is who he is, I would imagine that he would be playing, or at the very least, he is going to be a game time decision. Now, earlier in the week, Wednesday, coming off of the Monday night game, Christian McCaffrey, he did not participate in practice on Wednesday, but he was full go on Thursday and today, which leads me to believe that he will be going, no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And as I said, the previous segment here, I mean, you're talking about a guy that has over, or will have over 1,000 receiving yards, 1,000 rushing yards by the time this season is done, and probably like one of the 5 players in NFL history to do so. So it'll be interesting how they go ahead and scheme and take care of him and try to take away him, because if they double team him, you should know this, if they double team a player, then there is going to be a guy that is open. So it's just a matter of like being able to account for where Christian McCaffrey is on the offense. We'll get into a little bit more of this on the other side of this bottom of the hour break. I'm Derrick Geyer. You're listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. A Batavia man is facing murder charges after police say he killed his wife early Tuesday morning. Officers responded to an apartment on Church Street around 4:30 a.m. after 37-year-old Hector Luvianos Barrera called dispatchers to report that he had just killed his wife. Police found the woman with life-threatening injuries, and first responders pronounced her dead at the scene. Luvianos Barrera was taken into custody without incident and has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He is being held at the Kane County Jail ahead of a detention hearing. This holiday season, U.S. drivers are seeing some welcome relief at the pump. AAA says December has been the cheapest month for gas this year, with the national average holding around $2.86 a gallon. That's more than 18 cents lower than a year ago. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is buying data center energy firm Intersect for $4.75 billion. The deal aims to secure massive power supplies needed for artificial intelligence. Intersect will operate independently as Google expands AI data centers nationwide. Instacart says it is ending a price testing program after some shoppers saw different prices for the same items. The company says the test raised trust concerns and will stop immediately. Retailers will still set prices, but Instacart will no longer support item price testing. The Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce has elected attorney Stephen A. Magala as its 2026 board chair. Magala, a resident of Elgin and shareholder at Lavelle Law, has served on the Chamber's board since 2023. He brings extensive experience in corporate law, mergers and acquisitions, and commercial real estate. Chamber CEO Carol Geiske praised his leadership, noting his commitment to strengthening membership programs and services. Magala says he looks forward to working with the board and staff to enhance value for members and support the Elgin community. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wines and beers all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. Bottle so delightful, whoa, whoa, whoa. Price so amazingly low, low, low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a strong chance of rain showers and patchy fog. Cloudy with a low around 39. Temperatures rising to around 42 overnight. Looking ahead to Friday, areas of fog and scattered rain showers before noon. Cloudy with a high near 49. Temperatures falling to around 45 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 38 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Sports, your thrilling ride. Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Oh, okay. So, Bears taking on the 49ers this weekend. And I got a little bit of numbers for you because who doesn't like some numbers? Yeah, as I had said, Christian McCaffrey, probably one of the unicorns in football these days, or over the last few years, really. So, on the rushing side of things, Christian McCaffrey has rushed for a total of 1,039 yards from scrimmage, averaging 3.7, and he's had 9 rushing touchdowns. He averages about 69.3 yards per game. And on the receiving side of things, he is currently sitting at 849 yards of receiving yards. Let's go down to that. He's got an average of 9.2 yards per reception. He's got 7 receiving touchdowns on the year. So 7 and where are we at? 7 and he's got a total of 16 total touchdowns on this season so far. And his total receiving yards is 56.6 yards per game. And dude has only lost, or he's only fumbled twice. So once as a running back, once as a receiver. You know what that means, right? Dude is dependable. Oh, yeah. And he's also, here's the other thing. Dude's also carried the ball. He's rushed 280 times this season. That's a decent amount, I would say. He's also caught the ball 92 times this year. And he's been targeted 116 times. The next closest guy is Jawan Jennings, who's an actual wide receiver. He's only been targeted 80 times. So quick math here, 116 from 80. So that's 36 times less that your number one wide receiver, Jawan Jennings, has been targeted. And he's also got just under 300 yards less receiving yards than Christian McCaffrey does. I don't know about you, but great googly moogly, if there was a guy in the NFL football season that you needed to keep your eyes on, it would be one Christian McCaffrey. And I mean, it doesn't even matter like who the quarterback is for, the San Francisco 49ers, because right now I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy is going to be the one that's going to be doing it, as opposed to Mac Jones, because Purdy was hurt for 4 games on the season. But this is where things get a little bit interesting here. And, well, oh, yeah, and thank you for tuning in on the Tube of U's at WRMN Radio. I do appreciate it. DTJ, Sidekick, Jeff over there. Oh, I hope it's not going to be a flop. I hope the Bears are going to, do what they've been doing, over the course of this season. But here's one of the things that I wanted to look up. So through week 16 in the NFL, I wanted to see where the 49ers rank as far as, defenses are concerned. They've given up a total of 332.2 yards, defensive yards per game. And they've also allowed a total of 38 tutties. 38 touchdowns per game. Which means this defense is very gettable. It's very gettable. Yet on the flip side of that coin, you also have the Chicago Bears and their defense, who, of course, is very gettable as well. They've given up 348.1 yards per game, passing, rushing, and they've also given up a total of 42 touchdowns per game. Now, the decided advantage, where do the Chicago Bears rank in turnovers in the NFL? NFL. And with this and the quick AI Google search, as of late December 2025, the Chicago Bears are a top NFL team in turnovers. Okay, that's great. So the turnover differential for the Chicago Bears is number one with a total of a plus 21 as of yesterday, as of Christmas. They are also the lowest in the league as far as giving the ball away at 0.7. So they give the ball away less than one time a game. Oh, I wonder where that has to do with it. Oh, maybe it's the fact that you have a quarterback in Caleb Williams that has, or at the time that it came out, set an NFL record for passing attempts at having 1,000 attempts and only given up 12 interceptions in those 1,000 attempts. Now, with that being said, the Bears are also the highest in the league at getting turnovers, either forcing an interception or, like Nahshon Wright has done a few times this season, knocking the ball, using the peanut punch to knock the ball out of, the opponent's hands to give them a part of that plus 21 turnover differential. So, that's pretty damn good. And as I go into, a little bit more of it, let's see, where do the 49ers rank? Okay, San Francisco 49ers. They are a -4. They rank 21st in the league as far as plus minus giving the ball over. So with that being said, let's see where they are at. Fumble recovery, defensive interception, fumble losses. Here, let me just put that up on the screen here so you could kind of see what I am doing. If you are following along on the tube of views, you could see that the Chicago Bears are number one in the league. They've got total of 31 takeaways. They've got 21 defensive interceptions. They've got 10 fumble recoveries. So, 31. They've also, unfortunately, Caleb Williams, tossed a couple of, interceptions. However, with that being said, still pretty damn good on the year. And I don't care what anyone says out there. When you are not turning the ball away or turning the ball away. Yes, if you're on defense, turn that ball away. If you're on offense, don't give the ball away. Pretty simple, right? It leads to what? An 11-4 record, a playoff berth, chance to win the number one seed in the NFC, and a potential, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and a potential for a deep run in the playoffs. And maybe just going back to Santa Clarita and playing against an AFC team in the Super Bowl. Because why not? Why not now? Everything is coming up Bears. Everything is quite literally coming up Bears. Will it get exponentially difficult for the Chicago Bears this year in the playoffs? Yes, without a doubt, because you are not going to be facing these scrubs quarterbacks. You're just not. But then again, it's the same gauntlet that the other teams that make it to the dance will be facing as well. It's just a matter of, well, in my opinion, you got Ben Johnson on your side. You've got Caleb Williams that has taken to the system and is showing growth in the system. And he's not taking those sacks. And you've got a kick-ass offensive line that, for the most part, is keeping Caleb upright. Ooh, you also have a game plan and a game planner that is calling plays for the first, second, and third quarter that come back and has a little wrinkle to it in the fourth quarter, which seems to be when Caleb Williams shines. Now, yes, indeed, I would like to see a little bit more Caleb magic or a little bit more Iceman mentality, quote unquote Iceman mentality. You can't see it but I'm using air quotes for Iceman, self-anointed Iceman or whatever, or maybe his teammates have called him that a time or two. But with that being said, show it a little bit earlier. Do what you guys did against the Cleveland Browns, because that was a laugher. That was okay, we're up 2 scores in the first quarter, 14-0. When in the hell has this happened? I can't remember when. But do that earlier in the games. If you have to, fake yourself out. Pretend that you are already down 14-0. And maybe that'll get the mojo working and the game flow flowing. Because the first 3 quarters, man, with the exception in recent memory of that Cleveland Browns game, oof. And six come from behind victories in the fourth quarter this year. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's impressive as hell. But I might need to go to like the urgent care or something for a doctor to prescribe me some heart medication or something. I'm getting too old for this, Smurf, man. I'm getting too old. Yeah, well, I'll continue this Bears discussion on the other side of this break. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Back in a bit.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you covered. Specializing in land and sea getaways, they're here to make your vacation unforgettable. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, they offer personalized service with a global network of specialists to ensure your trip is tailor-made just for you. Call today at 800-255-7447 to speak with a cruise and vacation expert. And don't miss Travel Tuesdays on WRMN AM 1410 every first Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 p.m. on Out to Lunch. That's Cruises International. Your vacation, your way.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Z-E-L-M-I-N-S, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks Nancy and Becky for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends. From exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
And welcome back here to Big Top Sports with yours truly, Derrick Geyer, on WRMN 1410 AM. And I'm going to continue to talk Bears for the rest of this hour. So what are some of the things that the Chicago Bears need to do, in order to potentially, not potentially, this is what they need to do as far as in order to secure a victory. The run game, play action pass, not play action pass, but play action pass. So control the ball against the line for the San Francisco 49ers, which means DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai. Keep that potent offense of the San Francisco 49ers off the field. The more time you control the ball, the more you are likely to win. Another thing that needs to happen, for the love of God, please, 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 capitalize when you are in the red zone. They need, we all need them to score when they get into the 20-yard line and less. Forget the field goals. God bless it. Blessed. Because what you need to do, you need to put points up on the board against this very high-powered offense of the San Francisco 49ers. And for the love of God, you see Christian McCaffrey out there? I mean, he's going to get his. There is absolutely no doubt about it. He is going to be looked at. He is one of the bigger and biggest weapons as far as the San Francisco 49ers offense is concerned. And my goodness, circle him, cover him, whatever it is that you need to do, and keep on doing the thing against him. And whether or not Kittle plays, well, George Kittle, because he's suffering from that ankle injury, but whether or not he's a game time decision or not, or whether he's going to be limited in the action in Sunday's night game, that remains to be seen. But yes, those are the two big cogs that you need to limit, and then pressure the hell out of Brock Purdy and keep on forcing those turnovers and stops. And if you are bending, okay, fine. Let Pinheiro kick the field goals. Whatever. But you need to also win the turnover battle as well. As far as I've already mentioned, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, I mean, you're talking about playmakers on the other side of the ball, on the offensive side of the Bears defense, where you need to keep on working them. As far as the offensive line is concerned for the 49ers, they've got a couple of rookie linemen. Dial up the pressure. Dennis Allen, well, you already know from watching the Bears defense that he's going to bring, outside corner blitzes. He's going to inside corner blitzes, stunts, all of that fun stuff. But this is one of those things where they need to take care of that on the business end of things. One of the knocks against Purdy, turnovers, throwing the ball away, giving the ball away. So with that being said, you're talking about maybe doing the things that you've been doing all year long. Tremaine Edmonds, fired, or not fired, he's on offense. But as far as making it look like the 49ers receivers are open and lulling Purdy into a false sense of security that he's going to be able to get the ball to where it needs to go, then I don't know whether or not you're talking about the secondary for the Chicago Bears. While it's been rocky, I mean, just go back to 3 games ago against the Green Bay Packers, where a couple of cornerbacks were coming off of injury and they looked slow and sluggish. Not to mention, it could have been the playing dynamics and dichotomy as far as not being comfortable with playing with one another back there. It's been a few games now, and while they looked like trash for the first 3 quarters of it last week against that game, or against the Green Bay Packers, but they held true. They stopped them when they needed to, and they won. More of the same against the 49ers. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Starbucks. The Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce has elected attorney Stephen A. Magala as its 2026 board chair. Magala, a resident of Elgin and shareholder at Lavelle Law, has served on the Chamber's board since 2023. He brings extensive experience in corporate law, mergers and acquisitions, and commercial real estate. Chamber CEO Carol Geiske praised his leadership, noting his commitment to strengthening membership programs and services. Magala says he looks forward to working with the board and staff to enhance value for members and support the Elgin community. A Batavia man is facing murder charges after police say he killed his wife early Tuesday morning. Officers responded to an apartment on Church Street around 4:30 a.m. after 37-year-old Hector Luvianos Barrera called dispatchers to report that he had just killed his wife. Police found the woman with life-threatening injuries, and first responders pronounced her dead at the scene. Luvianos Barrera was taken into custody without incident and has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's being held at the Kane County Jail ahead of a detention hearing. This holiday season, U.S. drivers are seeing some welcome relief at the pump. AAA says December has been the cheapest month for gas this year, with the national average holding around $2.86 a gallon. That's more than 18 cents lower than a year ago. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is buying data center energy firm Intersect for $4.75 billion. The deal aims to secure massive power supplies needed for artificial intelligence. Intersect will operate independently as Google expands AI data centers nationwide. Instacart says it is ending a price testing program after some shoppers saw different prices for the same items. The company says the test raised trust concerns and will stop immediately. Retailers will still set prices, but Instacart will no longer support item price testing. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Starbucks. The Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce has elected attorney Stephen A. Magala as its 2026 board chair. Magala, a resident of Elgin and shareholder at Lavelle Law, has served on the Chamber's board since 2023. He brings extensive experience in corporate law, mergers and acquisitions, and commercial real estate. Chamber CEO Carol Geiske praised his leadership, noting his commitment to strengthening membership programs and services. Magala says he looks forward to working with the board and staff to enhance value for members and support the Elgin community. A Batavia man is facing murder charges after police say he killed his wife early Tuesday morning. Officers responded to an apartment on Church Street around 4:30 a.m. after 37-year-old Hector Luvianos Barrera called dispatchers to report that he had just killed his wife. Police found the woman with life-threatening injuries, and first responders pronounced her dead at the scene. Luvianos Barrera was taken into custody without incident and has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's being held at the Kane County Jail ahead.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, a strong chance of rain showers and patchy fog. Cloudy with a low around 39. Temperatures rising to around 42 overnight. Looking ahead to Friday, areas of fog and scattered rain showers before noon. Cloudy with a high near 49. Temperatures falling to around 45 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 38 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at CVS.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. Any hootie. Yes, I am back in the saddle after, taking a little bit of a break. Christmas Eve, I did join the WRMN morning show yesterday morning with Susie C. and Elliot the L Train Serrano. So thank you for all of you listeners out there for tuning in. Thank you for making the past couple of days morning shows probably one of the highest listened to, the highest watch on the Tube of Views. And if you want to see my lovely face here on YouTube, go to YouTube /@WRMN Radio, and you could see me on there. We could interact as well. And then if you also want to call in and give me your sports takes, please feel free to give me a call here at 847-931-1410. That is 847-931-1410. Ooh. And, yeah, just be a part of the conversation, be a part of the community here on WRMN Radio. And, yeah, because, like I said, without y'all out there, we do not exist because, well, you are the driving force here behind us at the station. And with that being said, Chicago Bulls are back in action tonight. And I'll talk about this for a little bit now. Chicago Bulls are looking to keep that winning streak alive. They currently are on a 4-game winning streak, going back-to-back wins against the Cleveland Cavaliers, both a home and home, and then 2 away games in and against the Atlanta Hawks, winning both those games, so that would make 4. So 4 in a row. They are currently taking on the Philadelphia 76ers at home. But it's on Prime Video. So if you are looking to watch the Chicago Bulls on any of the other outlets and everything, and this is where it kind of frosts my or chaps my or whatever, really gets my goat or grabs my goat or frosts my ornaments. Yes, this is why, because then all of a sudden, and you need to have this subscription. Prime Video, that's where you could find the Chicago Bulls taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. And against my better judgment here, if you wanted to listen to Chuck Swirsky and Bill Wennington, well, you could dial it up after 8 o'clock and go to, a 670 The Score. That's after 8 o'clock. And listen live to the radio broadcast of it. But, yeah. And that's one of the things that I mean, in this day and age of streaming and all of the apps, it's also kind of a kick to the nuts to the actual, Bulls fan, NBA fan, NFL fan, because yesterday there was also 3 NFL games that, 2 of which were on Netflix. The other one was on Prime. And in my fandom as a football fan or whatever, the only game that I really gave 2 Smurfs about was the one that was going on with the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. And hey, thank you for that, Minnesota, for knocking the Lions out of the playoffs. Because with that right there, thank you, and you guys suck all at the same time, because that means the Green Bay Woodpeckers have secured a playoff spot right there. However, when the Green Bay Packers take on the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow, and if the Baltimore Ravens are able to get a victory over the Green Bay Woodpeckers, then that means that before they even play the game on Sunday, the Chicago Bears will be your NFC North champions and will have at least one home game in the playoffs this year. So good, and yet, I don't know. Because I'll tell you, playing a team 3 times in 1 year, I mean, I know the outcome so far will actually be, I guess technically speaking, it would be 4. No. I was going to say 4 times in 1 year because, that game last year in January where it was Virginia McCaskey's last, game to see the Bears actually beat the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. But I digress because the next time that they would be playing would be in 2026. Playoff time, right? But I digress with that. And really, the whole issue that I have is what happened to taking care of your sports market or your sports team or your local fan base, per se? See, I know that the NFL, in this regard, in these regards, does a better than average job in trying to get all consuming eyes on their product, right? So if there is a game, let's say the Chicago Bears taking on, the San Francisco 49ers, we would be able to see the game in market. Granted, it would be on like the local broadcast network or whatever designated local broadcast, like Fox or GN or CBS or NBC or, one of those local market affiliates that would be carrying the Bears for that game. We wouldn't have to worry about, oh man, they're out in San Francisco. And the same thing can be said for, the San Francisco 49ers, whatever local market venues that they would be able to watch the 49ers on. So both teams would be able to watch in market. They wouldn't have to worry about, oh man, I got to get Prime. I got to get Netflix. I don't want to get Netflix. I don't want to get Prime. I don't want to get XYZ streaming sites to be able to watch the games. And in that regard, this is where the NFL, and let's face it, the NFL rules is whatever, because they just are. But with that being said, Major League Baseball. Hey, if you want to watch, let's say, the Chicago White Sox take on, the Cleveland Guardians, but yet this Friday night game is going to be on Apple TV. You need an Apple TV subscription. Or if you want to watch it wherever, you need that particular subscription. And I think that's a bunch of bull smurf. You're talking about, or you want to grow your audience's games, right? You want to grow the market share for your product. And yet, this is the kind of smurf that you end up doing. I get it. It's a $1 billion media industry. Hundreds of millions of dollars. You sign it with Prime. You sign it with, Amazon would be Prime. The other one, Paramount Plus, Netflix. I mean, hell, we've even seen like a couple of boxing matches already on Netflix. You got the WWE now on Netflix. I mean, hell, they're a mercenary company anyway, going to the highest dollar bill, y'all. But I get it in that regards. But when you're talking about being one of the 4 top sporting leagues in the United States, why are you going to alienate the 3rd largest market? And as I've said on previous shows, the Bulls, whenever there is a home game, it's almost always sold out to capacity, which means, you know, the 21,000 plus at the United Center, which means that there are another, I don't know, millions or so fans that may or may not want to watch it. And then you're going to have to force them to watch it on Prime or wherever. To me, it's just in that regards. Hey, congratulations. You got whatever millions of dollars a deal or whatever to put it on Prime. But yet at the same time, don't alienate the home fans of that market, because now I'm pretty sure you're not going to get those eyes or all of those eyes on the product that's on the court or on the diamond or on the field or hockey rink. But whatever, I digress. I'm not the one in charge of it. I'm not the ones that's making millions of dollars on this or making those big bucket deals. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports, WRMN 1410 AM. I'll be back on the other side. Mary.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN. When tragedy strikes, you need more than a lawyer, you need a voice. Romanucci and Blandon fight for justice in cases of personal injury, wrongful death, civil rights, and medical malpractice. With over $1 billion recovered, their results speak loud. Call 312-458-1000 or visit rblaw.net. That's 312-458-1000. Romanucci and Blandon, national impact, personalized care, no fee unless they win. Proud supporter of America's First Responders Fest.
This year, America's First Responders Fest 2025 was a huge success, and we couldn't have done it without the Village of Burlington and Village President Mary Kay Welsen. Your support helped bring the Fox River Valley together in the Village of Hampshire to celebrate the heroes who keep us safe every day. Thank you, Village of Burlington, for standing behind America's First Responders Fest 2025 and for standing with those who serve.
Kids today live in a world full of social pressure, bullying, and substance abuse. LEAD has a solution. LEAD connects law enforcement agencies with schools to deliver tested, proven, and effective anti-drugs and violence training to kids. Learn more about LEAD, Law Enforcement Against Drugs and Violence, and our work to create safer, healthier communities at leadrugs.org or on social media at We Are LEAD. Sponsored by LEAD, Inc.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from Fox.
And welcome back to Big Top Sports here in WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly, Derrick Geyer. And right now, the Chicago Bulls are currently taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. I kind of went off the rails there. I've been known to do that from time to time, so I do apologize about that. But currently, the Chicago Bulls are leading the Philadelphia 76ers by a score of 43-34 with 7:39 left in the second quarter. Philadelphia 76ers are coming in with a 16-12 record, while the Chicago Bulls are trying to get back to 500. They are currently at 14-15, one game below 500. And let me see what so far the scoring is for the Chicago Bulls. You've got Zach Collins leading the way with 10 points in 6 minutes played for the Bulls. And for the 76ers, it looks like you got 6 points by Jared McCain. Both those players coming off the bench. And yeah, the Bulls are currently shooting 54.8% from field goal range. 6 of 15 from three-point land, 6 of 15 from three-point land for a 40% three-point percentage, and they've made 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, and which is boding well because it currently looks like the 76ers cannot buy a bucket or a three-pointer because they are 1 from 12 beyond the arc at an 8.3 clip. So if that trend continues to keep on going, that will bode well for the Bulls, which would make it 5 in a row for them. But like I said, it is currently 7:23 left in the second quarter, and the Bulls are up by 9. Looks like they might have taken a little bit of a timeout because the dial hasn't moved or the time hasn't wound down a little bit. But so I was kind of wondering, how have the Bulls been able to actually rattle off the 4 wins or so over the last 4 games, 4 in a row, right? Haven't seen this since the very beginning of the season. Not that they rattled off. Well, they rattled off 5 games in a row at the very beginning, with the 6-1 record at the start. But as I said, they are 14-15 right now, 1 game below 500. Well, it looks like they are finally getting healthy. All their key cogs are finally getting back into playing shape, playing form. Josh Giddey has been doing a phenomenal job. He has been providing the offensive surge, controlling the tempo, creating scoring opportunities for his teammates, distributing the ball at will. And he's also been doing a pretty damn good job from behind the three-point line as well, connecting on 40.2% of his attempts. So that has also gone up. Matas Buzelis, my goodness, over the course of the last few games and even before, the scoring, or not the scoring streak, the winning streak, pardon me, he has been one of the bright spots for the Bulls on this season. And going forward, this being his second year in the association, definitely appears to be where the Bulls are looking to build around. Possibly, between Josh Giddey, Matas, you're looking for, key building blocks. What is going to make the Chicago Bulls attractive enough to come and be a part of it in free agency? Because, as I've said, and as I'm sure you're well aware of, the last 3 years playing games, not only playing games to get into the playoff tournament, they've also played the Miami Heat, who have ousted them in the playoff game. I'm feeling like a broken record. Probably sounds like a broken record. But with that being said, you know, in this upcoming offseason or maybe at the trade deadline, maybe the Bulls are going to be able to secure a top-notch A1 star. Who that is going to be, that remains to be seen. Who they are going to trade, again, that remains to be seen. Because we've seen the ineptitude from the front office to where guys are ready to go. Zach LaVine having a decent enough year and not really being able to get anything back for him. Hell, trading Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and not getting any draft capital back. Just a straight up player for player swap. And what ended up happening last season for OKC? They win the gosh darn NBA championship. That nice golden ball that, you know, going into the hoop that Chicago fans should be familiar with, or not lately, but from the Jordan run, the Jordan years, the Jordan dynasties, the three-peats, 6 championships in 8 years. So, needs to happen. And now, I mean, in the last couple of games, is the Bulls defense able to pick up? Because, my goodness, the last 4 games for the Chicago Bulls, looked like no one, absolutely no one, was playing defense. Allowing 111, 125, 150, 123 points, respectively. 2 games against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 2 games against the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, 300 points in a freaking regular season NBA basketball game? Oh my good golly, you know no defense was being played. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. A Batavia man is facing murder charges after police say he killed his wife early Tuesday morning. Officers responded to an apartment on Church Street around 4:30 a.m. after 37-year-old Hector Luvianos Barrera called dispatchers to report that he had just killed his wife. Police found the woman with life-threatening injuries, and first responders pronounced her dead at the scene. Luvianos Barrera was taken into custody without incident and has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He is being held at the Kane County Jail ahead of a detention hearing. This holiday season, U.S. drivers are seeing some welcome relief at the pump. AAA says December has been the cheapest month for gas this year, with the national average holding around $2.86 a gallon. That's more than 18 cents lower than a year ago. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is buying data center energy firm Intersect for $4.75 billion. The deal aims to secure massive power supplies needed for artificial intelligence. Intersect will operate independently as Google expands AI data centers nationwide. Instacart says it is ending a price testing program after some shoppers saw different prices for the same items. The company says the test raised trust concerns and will stop immediately. Retailers will still set prices, but Instacart will no longer support item price testing. The Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce has elected attorney Stephen A. Magala as its 2026 board chair. Magala, a resident of Elgin and shareholder at Lavelle Law, has served on the Chamber's board since 2023. He brings extensive experience in corporate law, mergers and acquisitions, and commercial real estate. Chamber CEO Carol Geiske praised his leadership, noting his commitment to strengthening membership programs and services. Magala says he looks forward to working with the board and staff to enhance value for members and support the Elgin community. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wines and beers all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. store. Bottles so delightful, whoa, whoa, whoa. Price so amazingly low, low, low.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Tonight, areas of fog after 10 p.m. Cloudy with a low around 37. Looking ahead to Saturday, areas of fog before 11 a.m. Cloudy with a high near 45. Gusty winds up to 20 miles per hour. Currently, it is 40 with overcast skies. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No. We'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. I'm not exactly sure why I decided to delve into that voice, but it is yours truly bringing it home on this Friday night after Christmas. I hope everyone out there had a good Christmas. I hope you were able to get all of the things that you wanted. You know, Santa being nice to you and yours out there. And if not, I hope you had a great time with friends and family and you were able to stay safe because, hey, just be safe. Be kind. Rewind. Oh, wait, that was, I believe that was Blockbuster back in the day. Youngsters out there going, who? Yeah, that was before Netflix. Yeah, you realize that Netflix used to be a video dispenser outside of the Jewels. in everywhere? No? Okay. Anyway. Yep, moving on. Hey, and don't forget, you'll get a lot better and more insight come this weekend with our sports lineup on Saturday. So you got from 8 to 9, it is The Truth About Chicago Sports with Marcus Mack and Kyle Long. No, not the offensive lineman Kyle Long, but Kyle Long nonetheless. They are most likely going to be talking Chicago Bears and whatever or wherever their personal squirrels will take them. And then you also have the Fantasy Football Blitz guys in there from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. with John Payne and David Tees, hopefully setting your playoff fantasy football lineups for you, getting in there, talking all fantasy football stuff. You know, they're in a whole other league of their own because apparently even during football time, during playoff time, their league still progresses, which, you know, that was the first time that I actually heard about that. So they're in a whole different league. And anyway, and then after the Fantasy Football Blitz guys, you've got On the Rise with Mike Napolitano, Dalton Cooper, potentially Nick Johnston and company, bringing up the rear from 10 a.m. until noon. And then don't forget, you've got the Chicago Bears. Hold on a second. You've got the Chicago Bears versus the San Francisco 49ers. Sunday evening, game time, kickoff, supposed to be 7:20, 7:25 in the p.m. So you know what that means? That means that you could hear pregame on these very airwaves, WRMN 1410 AM, home of those Chicago Bears, your Chicago Bears. Pregame starting at around 5 p.m. Catch what they are saying leading into the actual game on these actual airwaves. Starting around 7:20, 7:25, first kickoff. Hopefully the Bears win. And then stay tuned for after it with the post-game show. Hopefully, like I've been saying, hopefully it is another Bears victory. Convincing style, not cardiac style, but whatever. If they win, they win, and that's fine by moi, fine by me. But yes, this weekend is going to be packed with a whole heaping helping of sports activity starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. until noon. Truth About Chicago Sports, Fantasy Football Blitz, on the rise. And then again, like I said, Chicago Bears football heard on these very airwaves. Okay, now that we've got all that laundry taken care of, what about the Chicago Blackhawks? Oof. Chicago Blackhawks have been kind of having a downward trajectory, slide, if you will, ever since Connor Bedard got hurt. And it was unbeknownst to me because when I last checked, as far as like the injuries, I knew Nick Foligno was out, captain of the Chicago Blackhawks. He's been placed on injury reserve, along with Connor Bedard with his shoulder injury, upper body injury, if you will. But last game, or not last game, because the last game would have been that 3-1 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. And Chicago Blackhawks lost on December 23rd. This past Tuesday, but I did not realize that Frankie Nazar had also gotten hurt. Frank Nazar got hurt on the 20th against the Ottawa Senators, and in that game, well, he is basically expected to miss roughly 4 weeks. And that has been credited to Ben Pope of the Chicago Sun-Times. So right now you've got the captain, Nick Foligno. He's out. He's got a hand issue. Maybe he might be coming back relatively soon, which would be good because, well, they need a little bit of grit, and that is what Nick Foligno is able to provide. Obviously, the scoring punch on the second line, Frank Nazar out, Connor Bedard on injured reserve. He won't be, well, he's going to be sidelined until sometime in January. And if they're already giving Frank Nazar the injury status of 4 weeks, dating back to December 20th, which is only 6 days ago, then you're talking, well, do the math, 28 from 6. Yeah, not exactly boding well for a team that was in position to make the playoffs. But the Chicago Blackhawks will take on the Dallas Suck Stars tomorrow at 7 p.m. down in Big D. And then it looks like, the Chicago Blackhawks will have at least 3 games at home going up against Sidney Crosby on Sunday, New York Islanders on Tuesday of next week, and then Thursday, Dallas Sucks Stars come back to town. And I mean, right now, the Chicago Blackhawks are in the cellar as far as the Central Division is concerned in, well, the Western Conference, Central Division. Yeah, it's a little maddening being a Chicago Blackhawks fan, especially with, a couple of your younger players and one of your veteran players being out. And who do you lean on? Who are the players that you potentially lean on as far as, the Chicago Blackhawks are concerned? And it's difficult. It's tough because I know that that's one of the things, and it's been like one of the quandaries going forward. The young core of the Blackhawks learning at the level that they need to be learning at. And by doing so, well, is their growth being stunted? Probably not. Well, at least not in the regards of Connor Bedard or Frank Nazar. Those two guys. Because make no mistake about it, they're the players for the Chicago Blackhawks going forward in the future. And they need to build around it. But you also need to see what you have as far as the talent goes for the Chicago Blackhawks. Maybe it's much ado about nothing, but at this point, nothing is missing the playoffs this year for the Chicago Blackhawks, which if you would have caught me around Thanksgiving time, I was a little bit on the fence about it. But with your 2 young guns going down and they're continuing to play at the level that they're playing at, which quite honestly, not very good, whether or not they're still allowing the odd man rushes, forwards getting down low, centers getting down low, taking bad penalties, questionable penalties, losing track of guys from the opposition. It's just, I don't know. It's much ado about nothing at this point. And at this point, it means making their summer plans in January or right now, if this is the trend that continues to go forward with the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, well, at least we have the Chicago Bears, right? You're currently listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Back in a few.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400 now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hi, this is Sherry Aschenbrenner, Vice President of Dementia Friendly Elgin Area. Everyone knows somebody living with dementia. Caregivers and friends of those with dementia are always welcome at our Elgin Area Memory Cafe, always the second Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the South Elgin Public Works Building, 1000 Bowes Road in South Elgin. Also, Dementia Friendly Elgin Area gives free 20-minute dementia awareness trainings to local businesses, church groups, to bunco groups. Just invite us. If you'd like to get put on Sherry's senior email blast list, please email us at dfelist@gmail.com. Also, you can go and visit our website at dementiafriendlyelginarea.org.
Tune in to Sherry's Senior Moments radio show on the second Thursday of each month at 9:05 a.m. until 10 a.m. WRMN AM 14, WRMN Radio app, or WRMN Radio on YouTube. That's Sherry's Senior, providing resources and information for our seniors in the
And welcome back into Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM. Just a few more minutes and before it's Miller time. Here for myself, Derrick Geyer on WRMN 1410. So last week there was that, huge fight. I wouldn't exactly say it was a huge fight, but it was a Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua last week. And here, I'm going to play you some sound from that because, I mean, it's really too good not to. So let me cue this up here. Let me do that. Let me press that. And
It's a little frustrated here. Look at it really. Right hand by Joshua. He's landing punches. What is this? I mean, they blame Joshua, but it's what? The referee, it's Jake Paul that's doing this.
so it is Jake Paul that is doing it. Not apparently. Jake Paul was getting pummeled in the corner, and he kind of like did an MMA shoot move to where he was coming back and kind of like grabbing Joshua from underneath the hips and area while he was still being punched. So that's what the announcers were talking about. If you are not following me on YouTube at WRMN Radio. Oh, and this is also courtesy of Netflix and MVP.
Rough tackles gotta stop, okay? Fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay? You're gonna fight, but fight within the rules.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the ref, laying it down there and actually, putting it into perspective for Jake Paul because, this is kind of like the stuff that he would do during a fight. kind of like, well, it's a regular ref. He ain't playing no fools here.
Paul's hands are down. Paul unwinds and catapult right hand to the left by Paul. Paul looking to make it a fight now.
Under the body with the right hand for Anthony Joshua. There's a big left now.
Text messages are lighting up. Everyone wondering what the hell is happening. And Joshua continues to... Joshua, the Predator, counter right.
In that exchange between Joshua and Paul there, Paul looked to have his bell rung. Got a left hand there, absolutely connected it. You see Jake Paul staggering around the ring, doing a little bit more clutching and grabbing, getting on his knees and everything. The referee ushering Joshua to one of the neutral corners. Kind of beautiful, right?
There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. Man, he's tired.
Jake Paul goes down again, and he's holding on to Anthony Joshua for dear life, holding on to his leg. Mommy, please make this stop. Please, Mommy, I can't take any more of this. I can't. This is a bad man, Mom. I can't take it anymore. Make the big bad man fighting me stop. Oh.
It's amazing that Paul is still standing, taking the right uppercut. Best shot at the moment. Not that much.
Okay, and here's the other thing. Joshua lands an uppercut, and in typical Jake Paul fashion, it's like, yeah, you tagged me, and he's just sticking his tongue out. His eyes are wide. I almost think that he didn't not know where he was at, but his eyes are wide. He's wagging his tongue, and like, you really think this is going to work on an actual professional boxer here?
It's going to happen. And it almost...
Ooh. Ooh.
Down goes Paul.
Here, I got to rewind that because... Ooh.
I give Jake Paul credit for stepping in there in the first place, going 6 rounds. All those people that says if this doesn't get past the first round, it's a loss for Anthony Joshua. He did what he was supposed to do, but we also give a little due credit now to Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'd give a little due credit for Jake Paul and definitely for Anthony Joshua. So after the fight and after, the results and everything, this is where Jake Paul loses. You heard the call. That was courtesy of Netflix and MVP. So Joshua knocked Jake Paul out. And in doing so, he broke Jake Paul's jaw in the process and did it in 2 places. So there's that. I mean, this is what it's like to fight a real, honest, to goodness person. A legitimate boxer, if you will. This is what happens. You're not facing a washed up, over the hill Mike Tyson. You're not facing a washed up, over the hill boxer in the form of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. But with that being said, the jaw is going to heal. And between the 2 fighters, and this is where it blows my mind, and I don't know, take this figure with a grain of salt. Both of these fighters are going to be making roughly, or because this fight happened, their purse is going to be roughly from $184 million to $187 million. Split that between the 2, and you're talking about $92 to $93 million each. Now, because Anthony Joshua fights out of the UK, and his residency is in the UK, he's going to be making quite a bit less than Paul because of the tax issues and everything in respective countries that they fight out of. But even still, you know what? I'll train for a good 3 or 4 months if I knew that I was going to be getting a $92 million payout. You know, one sliver of the glove or whatever hitting me on the nose, and I would be down and give me my money. Give me my money. But, you know, I am nowhere near the caliber of either of these two guys. But, you know, as you heard the announcer that was calling this fight, credit to Jake Paul for actually standing in there and taking, you know, some very good shots from Anthony Joshua. Well, you hear that music? That means my time for this week is coming to an end. Thank you for tuning in and listening to Big Top Sports here on WRMN 1410 AM with yours truly. And don't forget, 8 a.m. tomorrow, Truth About Chicago Sports with Marcus Mack and Kyle Long. 9 a.m., it is Fantasy Football Blitz with David Tees and John Payne. And then bringing up the rear, it is On the Rise with Mike Napolitano and company. And then don't forget, Sunday Night Football, Bears 49ers here on WRMN 1410 AM. Have a good one.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all